Pixonic just announced multiple new robots that are coming to the game. We've never heard about them. We've never seen them, but I have details and pictures, plus an old map comeback that's new, if that makes sense. I know this is the second video of the day, but I thought this was way too big of news not to share with you guys. So let's get into it. Let's start with maybe the least exciting thing, but the most important thing. So you know how Pixonic made it this past update that if you're in Champion League, you can only drop down to Expert League. If you're an Expert, you can only drop down to Gold. So it prevents you from being able to tank down to low leagues and kind of abuse the system. Well, these are some of the new measurements that Pixonic just announced. So their goal is to stop old established players with better hangers to drop down and face brand new players. So to do that, if you're above Expert League, if you leave battles and get reported, your account can be suspended and sometimes banned. That sounds good, but the only issue I have with that is players often abuse the reporting system. Like, I've seen hackers report players, and I've seen players report players with max hangers in like Champion League. So hopefully Pixonic has a workaround for that, but it's a good start. This is a new thing they just announced too. If your account is inactive for months at a time, your account will slide down the leagues, but maximum 2 leagues. So if you're in Champion, the most you can slide down to is Expert, right? If you don't play for months, which is probably a good thing because your hanger will become outdated. Pixonic going through leagues and finding higher level players. So they also said that right now they're in the process of, even though they put those new tanker measures in, Pixonic is going into the lower leagues and finding players that don't match up with the league system. So they're going into like these lower leagues here, like, I don't know, private league, and they're being like, this guy has a max hanger, and they're individually picking these players out and bringing them to the upper leagues. But they said it's going to take a bit of time because they don't want to bring like a brand new player in private league and accidentally throw him in Masters League and then he's stuck there for eternity and dies. So that's a good start, but here, okay, now let's get to the new stuff that's coming to the game, the new actual content. To start, Yamantau is coming back. I have such mixed feelings about this because sometimes I would love Yamantau map when there would be an absolute war at Center Beacon and there would be like 30 dead robot carcasses in the center. And then other times when players just camp, it would absolutely suck. So this is the new workaround, all right? So this is what Pixonic said, and then I'll explain the changes that I've noticed. So big news for the test server. The very first layout draft of the Yamantau is ready for a test run. Is it still fun? Question mark. Does it offer anything in terms of gameplay which other maps don't? Will it be a camper's paradise? We intend on finding out this weekend. Your feedback and on-the-ground activity is really important, so please give this blocky Yamantau a try. So stay tuned for the test server gameplay that I'll show you guys. But also, you guys should try it out and let Pixonic know, because if it's a crap map that nobody likes, we don't want it in the map rotation. But if it's good, then we all want to play it on the live server. So notice, these are the changes that I've noticed. To start, notice these ramps. These were not here. There's a double ramp here, and then there's triple ramps on the other side. So a big problem with the old Yamantau was when you go on these bridges, you would just be a sitting duck because you'd be sitting here, and if you fell off, for example, you would have to go all the way to the other end to get back up. So now they've introduced multiple new ramps, which is definitely a good thing. And it's similar to Carrier almost, because Carrier has those ramps near center. I mean, it's very different than Carrier, but in terms of the ramps. And then also notice this beacon here. So this beacon used to be way back here, but they've moved it up probably to make it easier for enemy teams to capture, which is a good thing. So we'll try it out. Stay tuned for some Yamantau gameplay, but let's see if it's worth bringing back to the live server. Now here it is, the new robot of the game, the new Angler robot. Straight up, this thing looks like a tank to start off. It looks like a bulked up, it looks like its neck is so jacked that it doesn't even have a neck. It just has a head combined to the rest of its body. But it looks pretty good. It looks like a tank. I don't know what else to say. On the back here, maybe jetpacks. I wish Pixonic would almost make some of these new robots like a gray, dark steel color and make it almost an old school look rather than all the bright colors. I think that could be cool. But also notice, Angler robot. What does Angler mean? When I heard this, I was like, Angler fish. And then this is what an angler fish is. So it's funny because this was obviously done on purpose, because this ugly beast of a fish is an angler fish, ugliest thing ever. But if you didn't know, if you're not a scientist like me, like I was in grade 3, an anglerfish, so this luminescent thing, this light, they're a deep sea fish that attracts other fish to the light, and then when the fish come near it, it eats it. All right, that's the idea of an anglerfish. So this robot's called an angler robot because it has an electric sort of ability. So here's the ability. This is also the colored version. Like I said, I wish it was a darker color, but still looks pretty cool. The face of this robot looks pretty sweet. So here's the ability or the description. But this is said by Pixonic too. We're rolling out Angler, our new main battle tank. This bot can generate electric storms that will cover you from enemy fire and damage all unfriendly targets in proximity. Okay? While Angler's ability lasts, you'll be a sort of running cinder. When the ability is on cooldown, you'll have 1 heavy and 3 light weapons and plenty of armor to survive until Angler is ready to go wild again. Can take heavy damage, so 1 heavy weapon slot and 3 light. Right when I heard that, I thought about the Leo. I'm like, 1 heavy, 3 light. That's the Leo firepower. And now this is going to replace the Leo even more. But just to repeat that ability. So this bot can generate electric storms that will cover you from enemy fire and damage all enemies in proximity. It's a sort of running cinder, as Pixonic says. So the way I think about this is I feel like it's going to be a combination of a Kid Titan and a Hellburner. Because you're probably going to use your ability, you're going to speed up, and then around you is going to be a walking cinder where you torch everything around you, like that stovetop burner ability on the Kid. But then at the same time, you have pretty much, I don't know about invincibility, but it says that you will take cover from enemy fire as well with your ability on. So that's, I guess, why they're calling it the Angler, because you're kind of baiting enemies to go close to you like an anglerfish, and then you switch on the ability and you eat them. But overall, pretty exciting. We'll have to wait to try this out in the test server. I actually think it is this weekend, so stay tuned for gameplay on that, of this Angler robot. And then this thing is a wild card. Pixonic talked about this robot, but did not. All they specified was it was going to be on the Halloween update. They didn't give a name, details, nothing. And it looks crazy. What is this thing? So all they said was this was coming for the Halloween update. I honestly, Halloween updates have always been my favorite because it has like that whole Halloween theme to it. But it looks like a gargoyle spider bot with 4 legs. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, this is a Riker special edition. But then I was like, why would they make a Riker special edition 4 years after the Riker came out? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So this could be a new robot too, but this would probably be next month. We'd be testing this out or something. So I don't know what this thing is called. I'm going to call it the Gargoyle Tarantula. Like it even has the gargoyle wings. So definitely something gargoyle related. So what do you guys think about these changes? To rate these changes, I'd say tanker thing, I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10. It obviously is going to have some flaws, but it's a good start to get rid of tankers and people leaving games constantly. Yamantau, also excited to try it out. I'm not too excited because I don't want it to be like still bad. And then the new Angler robot looks like an absolute tank. It's like a walking Hellburner Kid thing with an electric storm blast. And I can't get this disgusting picture out of my head of this anglerfish. And this spider bot, we have no details about it other than the pictures, and that is coming for the Halloween update. So there it is, guys. Let me know what you guys think about these new robot monsters coming to the game. Peace, spaghetti, cheese nuggets. I don't know what I just said. I just had a stroke. And stay tuned. Tune in for the test server gameplay tomorrow this weekend. Peace. See you guys next time.